to this daily vibe, which is going to be shorter than yesterday's. But you know what? I'm really liking this be in competition with yourself kind of thing because I'm going to get this. I want these daily vibes to be just nice little morning nuggets of information. Sort of like looking at the Schumann resonance. Like, you can't really do a lot with that information, at least not if you're not like a data scientist that studies that particular thing. You can really just look at it, kind of decide what it means for you, and let it go. And what's funny, we got some geese, and they're flying into big number 7, which I know will be fun for my DM whenever he catches this video. In any case, today's vibes, I'm trying to go off of, rather than like middle of the day after some of my thoughts have come in, just what is like the first thing that comes in. And I feel like that's kind of part of today's daily vibes too, is like oftentimes our intuition is that first knowing, GNOW, that first knowing that we have about something. And then our ego comes into question. So it might be that you know that it's good to, let's say, send someone a message. But then you're like, well, wait a minute, we had a fight, or things didn't go well last time, or what if they get a bad response? Like, that first knowing was the right, no, not right, but that was the inspired thought. That was your intuition. Or even, I mean, intuition, I like to, how do you even put it? There's definitely some of this like post Mercury retrograde sort of vibe going on with the wordage. I like to say that your intuition and your instincts are separate, but they're not. They're more like a Venn diagram. They kind of mix in. Typically, your intuition is usually a good feeling. It's because it's coming from your inner being. Whereas your instincts are more survival based. You know, like if you're out in the woods, you know you need to make shelter. And you could, like, that could be like a, oh, I gotta make shelter kind of thing, but it's still instinctually based. You know that you need to do that for survival. You need shelter, fire, water, etc. Your intuition might be the thing that says, oh, yeah, go that way. I bet you there's some good branches and leaves and things over there that you can use for either the fire or the shelter, right? But usually your intuition is like, I want to do this thing. Like, I want to jump on a trampoline. Whereas your instincts are like, ooh, you could get hurt if you jump on the trampoline. That's usually the difference. Now, the first thing that came to my mind this morning was that today is kind of part of what I call a 90-degree angle. I'm thinking I might do a divine nugget about this later. It's kind of part of the 360 spiral cycle. I was really loving it because I watched Divine Mavericks live last night, and she was talking about like when we get to the point where we can learn the rhythmic dance to the spiral of life kind of thing. And like once you know the way that the rhythms work, I mean, you don't know everything, but you got a lot of power there once you know how the rhythms work. And things might change at any minute, but as long as you know the dance steps, you can what is it, pirouette? I don't know if I'm saying pirouette, or you can dip, or you can double back, or you can do 2 steps forward. Like once you know how to recognize where the timing is, what rhythm we're in, things like that, you can dance to it. And then you're not quite so thrown off by things. Now, in if you take a circle, a full 360, it's made up of 490-degree angles. And what I found is when we're at this is going to be weird to say. When we're at 0 degrees, it's usually pretty comfy. When we're at 180 degrees, it's usually pretty comfy. And when we get back around to 360, which then turns back to 0, it's pretty comfy again. But when we're at those 90-degree angles, which would be 90 and 270, they can be a little uncomfortable. And I like to think about it as if you then change it from a circle to like a 90-degree angle, like an isosceles triangle, I believe. Like, think about that shape. That shape is not a very comfortable shape in general. And when that happens, communication can be a little weird. Our thoughts can be a little weird. We can have a little more jello mold kind of stuff going on. And it feels like it's kind of one of those days. Now, I did pull a card for our daily vibes, and I got sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron, card number 40, which, I mean, you know, it's rare when there are a lot of coincidences because that's going to be your third eye chakra. And that has all that's all up in the intuition and then the knowing with the G, right? And because it's upright, it tells me that this is good stuff. Like, this is good knowing. And I think that there's going to be a mixture now. Like, I mean, it depends on where you are on your journey with trusting yourself, with knowing what to do. I feel like this is going to be a mixture between intuitive knowing and instinctual knowing. And there might be some things that happen that are a little bit they're kind of, what do you call it? I don't know. It feels like it's mixed in with the theme of the Aries reading and stuff like that. A lot of it has to do with boundaries, but it's like a little less pressure. Like today, you're going to be more aware of your boundaries and you're going to hold them down before they get triggered, before they get widely out there. And that might cause some friction for those who are not used to you doing the healthy thing, which is not to wait until your boundaries are completely triggered and taking 10 steps back towards yourself and going, yeah, that's where my boundary is. And I'm going to have it there. And also, I feel like some of the vibes today, like there's definitely like a love is in the air sort of vibe, but it's more intuitive. Some of it, because of the card on the bottom here, the attachment card, and interestingly enough, on the top, envy in reverse. I feel like there might be kind of a 5D battle of sorts going on. It kind of fits in with this War of Roses stuff going on, and the Karmic Carnival, which went from like Jurassic Park vibes to Rocky Horror Picture Show. That there is likely, I mean, there's likely some figures around us who are envious, or maybe we're envious. It's kind of in there, like, but it's healing. It's going. I was going to say going down, but it's going up in the sense that that sort of envy, that sort of like codependency is being healed because the healthy boundaries are being set. Most especially with anyone who's got really crappy communication skills. Maybe they don't respond very quickly or in healthy ways, or um, they make things dramatic instead of simple yes no answers, things like that. Like, us doing this work now starts to create that ripple effect around everyone around us. But it does feel like we're kind of testing our own boundaries in a lot of this. So there might be a lot of kind of you and you communication, even if you're talking with somebody else. And it's important to recognize that this is definitely a you and a you day. So be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't worry too much about what other people are doing. Just think about what you are doing, what you want to be doing, how you would feel if you were responding to others the way that you are, how you feel when people are responding to you the way that they are, and otherwise just, kind of be in a rest and rejuvenate kind of thing, take an extra shower today, or call a friend and be playful. Do something for your inner child. If it gets warm out, it'd be nice. I'm tired of the sweater weather. Go out and spend some time in the sunshine. Because the vibes today are very much like, we need a little more light in our lives. And we could deal with the cold, we could deal with the icky, we could deal with the sticky, we could deal with the jello. But we also need to learn how to, 8:11 on the clock, we also need to learn how to create our own Wheel of Fortune moments. And not to worry about when others can or cannot participate in it. Might also be a good day for making new friends. I don't know. All right, I'll see you in later videos today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for adding your vibes to the tribe by hitting that like button, that subscribe button. I'll catch you later.